Ready? Hi there, it's me, Jordana. So I wanted to talk to you about the behavior and the language that your kid is telling you through their behaviors. And behaviors, I think, often are misconfused or confused with negative behaviors like meltdowns and tantrums and not following directions and being difficult. Oh, they're so behavioral. But let me tell you, every little behavior means something. So if you talk to an FBI investigator and somebody who's going to do a drilling interview, they're going to look for the baseline behavior and then look for the nuances, the little things that they're doing, and that's the tell. That is true for all humans, not just in the FBI and CIA, but here in cognitive behavior therapy, we study the little nuances of movements and what those behaviors are telling us. We call it looking for the function of the behavior, and behaviors are always ways of communicating. So they might be ways to enhance and make you get more into it. They might be things that you do when you're feeling nervous, rock your body weight. This is all stuff that we do as grown-ups and adults, but the tells that we're looking for in kids might not be as obvious. So what we're looking for, let's go for it. We're looking for fine motor engagement. They're just letting their fingertips touch stuff, especially at the newborn to 12 months age. They're still not properly really grabbing too much, but the fine motor is picking up and touching the small things. It's using the pads of your fingers. So we want to make sure that we're using them. We're integrating our sensory nervous system into our world around us. We're touching things with our fingertips. We're holding things in our hand and we're squeezing for pressure. Yeah, pressure. Okay, so let's say your little one is really into having the pacifier. I know this is a big one. Self-soothing at night or sleep times can be very difficult, and for some reason, some kids really need the pacifier. Let's break it down. What is going on there? So the pacifier is helping us move and use our muscles that aren't moved throughout the day in a different way. So what we're doing is then looking for the sensory input, the self-soothing, the exhaustion of our face muscles help us to relax, and that's how we self-soothe or self-stimulation. So those are the things that we're doing when we're nervous and we're feeling a certain way. Those are the nuances in our behaviors, our self-stimulations. What are we doing to help calm our nervous system or distract our bodies from the overstimulation that's going on? So then if we can figure out ways to do a replacement. We know your child is telling you, I'm looking for, hey dude, I'm looking for oral motor sensory input, give me my pacifier. Okay, let's start with that. I'm looking for oral motor sensory input, let's replace pacifier with something else. Give me a crunchy food diet that helps exercise my mouth. Give me a squishy diet that really helps move the muscles and the orals of my mouth. Make sure that I'm drinking from a straw because I'm also using my breath, I'm sucking in, and I'm closing my lips. That is important, not just for kissing. It's also important for closing our mouths for our articulation. Words that go with words or any W sound. It requires you to close your mouth to properly enunciate. So not only is just staying on a pacifier a long period of time, we've heard it from the dentist, it messed up your teeth and potentially affects your breathing. It also affects your oral sensory integration, how it works, and how you're going to potentially speak. And down the line, we would work with an SLP, a speech language pathologist, would provide the appropriate intervention for that. So what I'm telling you is, maybe before we get to the speech pathologist, maybe before your kid is 2 years old, 3 years old, and now you're thinking we're gonna go to grade school with a passy or a favorite blanket, a comfort thing that we're looking for, that feels socially inappropriate, and it possibly is, and there are things that we can do to recognize, I am looking for oral sensory, give me my pacifier. Let's change that story. I am looking for oral sensory, so give me crunchy foods. Use a vibrating toothbrush on my mouth. Make sure that I'm using the back, the middle, and the front of my mouth. That will help me down the line with all of my speech and self-regulation. If I'm looking for the passy and I'm looking for that input to calm down, to relax, to go to bed, that doesn't just something you grow out of. It just changes over time and what it looks like as we get older. So think about it now. If we can do an intervention which isn't quite intervention. You're just looking at the language the kid is telling you, and you're helping them navigate. How can we do this better? How can we make sure that you're getting everything you need in a healthy, holistic way? That is what we're here doing at Compass, helping parents have more information about the language your child is telling you. What is the function of their behavior? What is the piece that feels inappropriate? And how can I give it to them in a different way? That is everything we want for our kids, is to learn healthy behaviors and habits. And that process right there is how you can get it done. So let me know, reach out, send a comment, or find us on the internet, on Instagram, our website, and I'd be happy to help you and coach you on more things you're looking for. If you're feeling frustrated because of things that are going on in your kid's life, or you just want to get ahead of it and be prepared and say, this is the playbook that I'm going to follow, and these are the rules of my kids' games, and how I'm going to choose to evolve as a parent to make we always say, I'm going to do better than my parents, but what are the alternatives? We probably don't know. We've all been conditioned to see certain things because that's how we've grown up, and we choose maybe to just say, I'm going to do the polar opposite, but that might not be the best choice. There might be nuances in ways that you were grown up and things that how you were parented that are really good. And the little nuances that you didn't like had affected you massively. But if we can identify also those little pieces that can make big changes, those are really important. And that's what I want to do, is I want to help you understand what is the language of the behaviors your kid is doing. Also, behaviors, like we said earlier, don't just mean negative things. Don't just mean tantrums and meltdowns. It is often sensory-seeking behaviors. So escaping behaviors, if you're trying to get your kids to come and read their books with you at night or at any point of the day, and they're constantly escaping, let's think about it. Are they getting up? What are they doing? They're getting up, they're running away. Their nervous system is triggered because this is making them feel uncomfortable. They're not emotionally regulated because they're starting to wail out. Well, that's normal because they're very young. So what can we do is we can help them get the sensory input that they need to make sure that our nervous systems are relaxed. And when our nervous systems are relaxed, we're able to emotionally regulate. Everything works together. Once we emotionally regulate, we use communication to get what we want. And we use functions of behaviors to figure out what those communications mean. Sometimes when our little ones are of non-talking age, and guess what secret is? Even when you are of non-talking age, this applies to all humans. You might be able to start to realize things in your partner and your family and your friends. You recognize the functions of their behaviors. How does it protect them? Or how does it get them out of a situation? Those are all things that we're doing all of the time. These are the nuances, the tells that we can start reading in our kids and knowing exactly what they're trying to say to us. They haven't developed oral language yet, but there are so many things that are happening in everything that they're doing. And I think if you want to know more, then I'm here to help you. So just ask all the questions or come in and see me, book an appointment. I'd be happy to help you.